Rabbi Raphael Aaron is the director of the Gateway Family Counseling Center in Melbourne, Australia. In 1974, he had an audience with the Rebbe.
At the time, I was running Zir Gudas Chabad. Now, Tovshalam Dalit, if I'm not mistaken, is the time when the Rebbe started the mitzvah tanks. And this was before all the mitzvah. I mean, it was after mitzvah tefillin and so on. It was in the middle. So I was running it, and we had a lot of problems in Australia, in Melbourne, you know, with the shturim and the noise and the music and the banners and so on. So I said to the Rebbe, I'm trying to run this, but I'm getting a lot of opposition. So the Rebbe said something to me which was a very, very interesting and something, well, very strange. The Rebbe says, "Nicht alles, was man tut in America, darf man tun in Australia." I said, wow, Yechidus is a time when you sort of, you take it in, you digest it later on. You don't internalize what was said, but the words just ring in my ears. But anyway, the Rebbe says, you've got to find a way in order to be able to do what you have to do without creating a snagdus. I mean, the pale in the end, the tanks, we kept going. We toned down a little bit a few things, but at the same time, it was a question of getting used to it rather than getting rid of it. And then the Rebbe went along to talk about the difference in Australia and America. And the Rebbe said there's two inyanim of Avos Yisrael. There's a Klolistik Avos Yisrael, and there's a Protistik Avos Yisrael. The Rebbe said in America, we're into numbers. How many people put on tefillin? How many places we went to, how many shluchim went out. In Australia, the whole approach is a different approach. It's on a level of pnimius. In other words, it's not simply a matter of getting a lot of people to a function. It's not simply a matter of having a big rally. It's a matter of whatever that means. Avos Yisrael in Bifrat and working, the Rebbe's words were in a pneumistic oath, and from what I understand, means that it's actually being on a more connected basis, if that's the correct word. And similarly in Avodah, the Rebbe said there's two different types of Avos Yisrael. There are those who are involved in the Klolistik Avos Yisrael, people who are involved in Meisters and so on. And there are those who are involved in more Protistik Avos Yisrael. And the Rebbe said to me, looking at me, this was the most, shall we say, the most poignant moment of my life. The Rebbe says, your inyan is Avos Yisrael Bifrat. And I'll give you a bracha, the Yeshiva Hatzlacha. And that was the basis on which I have to say my whole life is used on that Yechidus. I mean, this is something which I'm still actualizing now. And Baruch Hashem, and there are situations which I have to say that Al Pitava, there's no way that I would have Hatzlacha in the areas that I am. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't stack up. When you're working, for example, with addictions, when you're working with people who are caught up in all sorts of cults, which can be dangerous, and there can be threats to your life, and there can be really scary stuff going on, it's not the sort of stuff you want to be doing on your own. You don't want to be taking this on. The achrayus is too big. It's probably built the achrayus to do it. It's probably you're putting yourself in a matzav of sakana in certain situations. So this bracha has something which has not just been an inspiration, but it's also been the koyach which has allowed certain matters to unfold and stories to evolve, without which they would not do that, without a doubt.